being Colton's cousin. I'm trying to say goodbye to someone that's always been there. Sorry. There have been many changes in my life, like moving out to Barhead. Colton's always been there. Colton and Jean have always felt like home to me. Sometimes when I'm in town, I just drive by Auntie Jean's house because it gives me a sense of comfort. When I visit her home, many fond memories of Colton and our childhood come rushing back to me. Like Colton's birthday parties in the backyard, and the fishing game that Auntie Jean would rig up in the garage, or simply playing kick the can out on the street. Colton is embedded in almost all of my childhood memories. Growing up surrounded by mostly boy cousins, I worked really hard to make sure that I would fit in and beat the boys at most things, like being the first to get up on one ski or do a 360 on the kneeboard. But I also remember the day that I helped Colton get up on water skis for the first time. I remember thinking, the key is to bend your knees, but do I really want the boys to figure this out? Ultimately, I decided that watching Colton conquer water skiing would be far more rewarding than simply being the best at it. But I made sure to rub it in his face that he couldn't have done it without me, as a good, older, wiser cousin would do. But in all seriousness, Colton was one of the most genuine, good-hearted, reliable people I knew. I remember seeing someone post on Bar and Buy and Sell that they were looking for a ride to the city. And of course, Colton would comment and offer a stranger in need a ride, because that's just the wonderful person that Colton was. If you ever needed him, he was there. This fall, I was desperately trying to come up with a birthday present for Tyler, only 3 days in advance of his birthday. And I happened to find the exact surfboard that Tyler had been wanting on Facebook Marketplace, but it was in Grand Prairie. Luckily, I remembered that Colton was working in Grand Prairie, so I sent him a message, and that night he rushed over to pick it up for me. I then told him I would swing by and grab it from him as not to cause too much of an inconvenience for his one day off a week with his family. But he insisted on bringing it out to the lake for me and hiding it so I could really surprise Tyler with it on his birthday. He always showed up for family. He came to my girls' baby showers and birthdays because family was the most important thing to him. I truly do believe that he was the center of the Roloff family. He had ties to all of us and a true relationship with every one of us. I felt a sense of happiness just being around him. Just before he left for Ontario, I stopped by Auntie Jean's house to drop off an extra salsa for Nico. And when I got there, Colton was there. I was so excited to see him, and it was a joy to see him with Nico. The way Nico looked up at him, you could see the bond they shared. Nico adored him. I stayed and chatted with Colton for a lot longer than I had planned, because it was such a pleasure to watch him talk about his son with such pride and enthusiasm. It was hard to leave. I'm gonna miss his big goofy smile, his larger-than-life personality, and his genuine desire to be there for the people in his life. Whether it be offering a sober ride or helping someone move, he was always there. Watching him become a dad was one of the greatest joys. I wish I could have told him what an amazing father he had already become, and how much I looked up to who he was as a person. I was so excited to raise our kids together and watch my girls kick his boy's butt behind the boat. We'll always be here for you, Rachel.